from the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, January 5th, 2016. I'm Paula Degnan in for Ann Gownley. David Pedri is the acting county manager. Luzerne County Council approved him on a 6-4 vote at last night's County Council reorganization meeting. Pedri has been the county solicitor since 2013. He's expected to appoint someone as solicitor within the next few days. Pedri picks up the reins after former manager Bob Lawton's exit, which took effect last Friday. Council members Bob Schnee, Eileen Sorokas, Jane Walsh-Wittges, Rick Williams, Eugene Kelleher, and Tim McGinley all voted for him. Ed Brominski, Kathy Dobash, Harry Haas, and Linda McCluskey-Hauk voted against. Pedri said if he's not sure if at present he'll apply for the permanent county manager position. A committee of 5 is doing a search for the next permanent manager. Council also chose McCluskey-Hauk as chair and McGinley as vice chair for 2016. Federal marshals arrested a man suspected of firing a gun into a vehicle in Ebervale back in November. 25-year-old Lizandy Antonio Trejo was arrested without incident in the Bronx. He's now awaiting extradition back here. Marshal Martin Payne says an argument between two groups of people escalated to shots being fired. 3 shots were fired into a car with 5 people inside. One person treated at a local hospital. State police charged Trejo with aggravated assault and recklessly endangering another person. When they tried to pick him up, though, they found he was gone. Information suggested he'd ran to a family member's home in the Bronx, where he was eventually found. Police have made an arrest in an Edwardsville holdup from last month. 18-year-old Dalton Plath was arrested Monday and charged with the holdup at KJ's Pickle Barrel. Police say he walked in, pulled a gun, and ordered a clerk to fill a deli bag with money. He's now facing several charges. A 32-year-old Edwardsville man will be spending the next 12 years behind bars in federal prison for his role in a heroin trafficking operation. Shalik Stroman pleaded guilty in February and October of 2014 to conspiring to distribute heroin throughout Luzerne County. In October of 2014, a grand jury indicted him following an investigation by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Police in Kingston and Plymouth, along with investigators from the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office, also helped in that investigation. Stroman admitted to conspiring with others to distribute more than 1,500 bags of heroin with others from New Jersey and Alabama. Following his 12 years behind bars, Stroman will then face 3 years of probation. The Crestwood School Board will be picking an acting superintendent Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. This Friday is the last day for outgoing superintendent David McLaughlin-Smith. It was back in November that the board appointed Fairview Elementary Principal Peg Foster as acting superintendent, but then rescinded that vote a month later, with board members who'd won their seats in November saying she didn't have a letter of eligibility for the position. Along with appointing an acting superintendent, the board will also begin advertising for new superintendent candidates. In Sugar Notch, 3 of the 4 newly elected council members were sworn into office by Mayor Bill Williams. However, he refused to swear in the 4th. The 4th, Mario Fiorucci. Davis refused to administer the oath of office to him, saying he'd make this term on council, quote, another circus. Fiorucci, who's run for a list of offices in the last decade, was on council between 2009 and 2013 when he lost a re-election run. He and Davis have had their run-ins before. There's nothing in Pennsylvania law that says a mayor must administer the oath of office, so it will fall to a magistrate or judge to do so. Those who were sworn into office, James Gallagher and David Balaker for 4-year seats, and Paul Casey for a 2-year seat. A bill in Harrisburg would suspend the paychecks for the legislature, the governor, and everyone else involved in the budget process during a stalemate. That comes from State Representative Dan McNeil, an Allentown Democrat. It would suspend pay and per diems for senators and representatives, as well as the pay for the governor, lieutenant governor, and governor's cabinet officers. It doesn't bother their expenses, however, and paychecks would not be suspended for staff. McNeil said he first introduced his bill in June, but he pulled it when he could only get 2 sponsors. He said, however, with the current budget impasse, he's hopeful that more lawmakers would be more willing to sign on. Speaking of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania's capital stock and franchise tax is history. Governor Tom Wolf announced the successful New Year's Day phase-out of it. The capital stock and foreign franchise tax dates back to 1844. It was charged on corporations with capital stock, joint stock associations, limited liability companies, business trusts, and other companies doing business within the Commonwealth. Domestic corporations were subject to the capital stocks tax, while foreign corporations are subject to the foreign franchise tax on capital stock apportioned to Pennsylvania. The governor called it an unfair tax on business. Its phased out had been proposed as far back as 15 years ago, but elimination had been delayed by previous administrations. The Independent Fiscal Office releasing its December 2015 revenue trends report on Monday and says overall general fund revenues are up. There were 15 million or 0.5% higher than those in December of 2014. Total revenues for the month of December 2015 wound up at 2.73 billion. Retail sales growth rates were the highest they've been over a 4-month look back at 3.8%. Personal income growth, 3.6%. That's the highest level in 2015, but lower than the fourth quarter of 2014 when the figure reached 4.3%. While tax revenues were up by $49 million, ringing in at $2.7 billion, non-tax revenue was down $34 million. The manager of one of the biggest 1970s pop groups has died. Robert Stigwood managed the Bee Gees and produced movies including Saturday Night Fever and Grease. He'd also managed the 1960s rock group Cream, which featured guitarist Eric Clapton. He then moved on to theater, bringing the Broadway hit Hair to London, and produced cinema versions of Jesus Christ Superstar and The Who's rock opera Tommy. Stigwood's office said he died on Monday. His cause of death has not been released. Robert Stigwood was 81 years old. Time now for a first look at our forecast, and today Gary Perna is in the Weather Center for Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik with the details. And any truth to the rumor that you're wearing a white suit and look a lot like John Travolta?
No, sorry, no Saturday Night Fever over here in the weather department today, although that came out 20-some years before I was born. Anyway, so national high temperatures today across the nation. You know what? It's cold no matter which way you look at it. This cold snap is in our area, and it's really much across the United States, except, of course, in Florida and in the southern parts of California. But this is what we're going to expect for the next few days. And even, you know, currently, they're still holding pretty cold, and we're seeing a cold trend. As we talked yesterday, we're going to see that throughout today and even into tomorrow. But there is light at the end of the tunnel for some warmer temperatures in our area, but not as warm as we hope. We'll have all the details for you coming up in just a little bit. Paula?
Thanks, Gary, and I was one of the first ones to see Saturday Night Fever when it opened at the theater. Coming up, a local congressman's reaction to President Obama's executive action today on firearms. Don't go away.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, Weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and Gabriella Justin.
Are you tired of your old car? Independence Toyota Scion in the Airport Beltway in Hazleton has an incredible deal for you. It's Chris Stash's Cash for Clunkers time. $3,000 minimum pre-owned trade-in allowance. Chris doesn't care if you push that old clunker in, pull that tired old clunker in, get it there any way you can, and trade it for a car that you'll love to drive. Over 80 pre-owned vehicles are available, all inspected, detailed, and ready to go. Independence Toyota Scion in Hazleton for exceptional service, the best selection of vehicles, and a minimum trade-in allowance of $3,000 for your clunker. Stop in and see Chris and his friendly team today.
Where will you be going to school this fall?
If you're entering middle school
Or high school?
take our entrance exam on January 30th.
It's a great school where you get personal attention
Make new friends.
and begin your path to success.
Register today for MMI's entrance exam.
Today, Congressman Lou Barletta responded to President Obama's executive actions on firearms. Barletta, who's a firm believer in the Second Amendment, stated that he could not support the further erosion of these guaranteed rights for law-abiding citizens. He would never support anything that resembles a national gun registry. The congressman also went on to say, quote, "Once again, the president finds himself unable to guide his unpopular policies through Congress as the Constitution requires, and so he circumvents the legislature by using executive fiat to achieve his political goals." He also stated, "We can all agree that those with histories of dangerous mental health problems should not have access to firearms, and that we should all support laws that keep guns out of the hands of criminals, drug traffickers, gang members, and terrorists," unquote. Barletta also wished that the president had the same enthusiasm for background checks on potential terrorists and illegal immigrants as he does for law-abiding citizens. Coming up next, more updates on political changes throughout the area starting the new year. Don't go away.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
All right, well, I showed you this map in the tease of the weather, and you see the past 24 hours, pretty cool out there. You need that hot weather? Well, Miami is the place to be down at 72. It's really the hottest place in the United States right now. And currently out there, not much has changed from the other graphic. As we go into the nighttime hours, of course, it's starting to get a little cooler. Live Doppler radar here in our area, there's nothing going on throughout northeastern and central Pennsylvania. And it's going to stay that way through much of the week. No real chance for anything big to happen. No snow as of yet, which for some of us is a good thing. Temperature currently at our WYLN studios is 18 degrees. Nice thing about tonight, there's no wind chill. Wind chill staying at 18 degrees. Last night we talked to you that wind was whipping up here at the top of the mountain in Hazleton. no problem today. Rainfall nothing here today as well. Now, regional temperatures throughout the Wyoming Valley staying pretty much in the 20s. Nanico coming in the highest at 26, 25 throughout the rest of them. Lehman coming in at 24. Now, the satellite radar for the past 6 hours, not much is going on. If you looked up at the sky at all today, there wasn't a lot of clouds moving through our area, which was a good thing. Nice and sunny, although that sun really didn't warm up our atmosphere here. You're traveling tonight. Travel class conditions, well, it's going to be cold. We're in January. Low temperatures, 6 out in Williamsport. Selinsgrove coming in at 7. Mount Pocono coming in at 10. Though the nice thing is it's going to be clear, but it's going to be windy. That wind's going to pick up again tonight. Now, the state temperatures currently, again, Mount Pocono coming at 24, Williamsport 27, Selinsgrove 28, Allentown at 32. And if you're traveling tomorrow, and it's going to be nice and sunny, look at those 30s. Some of the places will get above freezing. Williamsport's holding out at 32 degrees. You're going down to Philadelphia, 39 down there, a little warmer, of course, in the city areas. And, of course, that nice cool temperature is going to be out there. It'll be nice and crisp tomorrow for us. The temperatures throughout the day tomorrow are pretty much going to stay in the 20s, a little bit into the 30s, but not much else that we can really talk about. And pretty much it's a kind of bland forecast for our area, but not a lot going on, which, hey, we'll take. So Wednesday, a high of 35. It's going to be sunny. Thursday and Friday will be partly cloudy. We'll get into the 40s. Look at those overnight lows, though, 13, 21, 31. It's going to be cold. We do get a little warmer. Hopefully by Saturday and Sunday we see that peak at 46. Then we start next work week, we'll be down in the 30s again. So the good thing is there may be a chance for a scattered shower maybe by Monday, maybe a little bit of snow. But that frost out there, that's going to keep attacking your windshield. So make sure you have that ice scraper out and handy. More coming up for you right after this.
Hi, I'm Bill Washko. Join me for a Let's Talk Chiropractic when our guest, Rick Ryder, professional wrestler, will be on with Dr. Stacy and Dr. John. Only on WYLN TV 35.
WYLN is proud to announce a huge technical upgrade to our channels that will bring a better digital picture and expanded coverage area to viewers all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. In addition to Channel 35.1 in Hazleton, you can watch a crystal clear picture in Berwick and Columbia County on Channel 47.1 and in East Stroudsburg on Channel 24.1. And we're proud to announce Pennsylvania's newest TV station, Channel 9.1 in Williamsport, serving Lycoming, Montour, Northumberland, and Union counties. Now more than ever, WYLN is your local network.
WYLN TV 35 has strong ties to the community, as evident in its commitment to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hand Society telethons. WYLN's commitment to northeastern Pennsylvania continues with a broadcast of Hazleton's Funfest Parade and both the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants of Spare Hill Climb, and throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other events. WYLN, we're your local network.
The Schuylkill County Commissioners have a new chairman. Commissioner George Halkovich was elected chairman by fellow commissioners Frank Staudenmeier and Gary Hess. Commissioner Frank Staudenmeier, who served as chairman for the previous four-year term, nominated Halkovich to fill the seat. Commissioner Gary Hess seconded the motion, Halkovich saying he was humbled and honored, but nothing's really going to change. The board also passed its 2016 meeting schedule. They will continue to hold work session meetings 10 a.m. on the first and third Wednesday of each month and public meetings at 10 a.m. on the second and fourth Wednesday of each month, with occasional exceptions. The Borough of West Hazleton and Klein Township held reorganization meetings last night. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has more.
4 council members were sworn in last night in West Hazleton. They are Bucky Kalaga, Jerry Grink, John Chura, and Lou Pacelli. This is the first time in the borough's history that 7 council members will be serving. We asked Council President Mark Yeager about the change.
Voting at large. The reason we went voting at large and added the 7th member is there used to be 3 wards in West Hazelton. There actually used to be 6 wards at one time. Now it's down to just 1 ward. It's called at large. Everybody could vote for anybody. It's like the mayor. You know, everybody can vote for all the council members now. So by law, by borough code, you have to add a council member. So we added the 7th one.
Another council member also handed in his resignation last night.
After the swearing in, one of the council members turned in his resignation because he has health problems. So we accepted it, and we hired a new council person for the next 4 years. Charlie Karshner was the one that resigned, and the one that was sworn in was Jerry Grink.
A garbage contract was also selected. County Waste was the lowest bidder and will continue to collect garbage in the borough for the next 3 years. Also, last night in Klein Township, Supervisor Carmen Cara was sworn in for another 6-year term. He joins fellow supervisors Dale Westner and Nick Sanko. Westner was reappointed as chairman and Cara as vice president. The board also talked about a paving project for 2016.
For this meeting, what we did is we discussed, and it's a carryover from last month's meeting, grants aren't available for the township right now, and we do not have matching funds in our budget. So we had to go ahead and look out, attend a few seminars. One of the things that was recommended to the township is looking at a low-interest loan from PennDOT for the infrastructure bank. So that's one of the things that we're gathering information, and we would like to be able to do a lot more road paving on our main artery roads, the Trusco Road, the Haddock Road, and the Silverbrook Road. So over the next month to 2 months, we should have all that information in. We are going to go ahead and seek bids for paving those 3 roads, and there's 1 or 2 streets that we're going to list in there. And we want to attack those because if we don't do it now, it could be more costly down the road.
The supervisors also made appointments to a number of board members, including zoning and planning. The board also retained John Petrilla as police chief and Gary Perna Sr. as road foreman for 2016. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Coming up next, Eric DeBerardinis is in with sports here on WYLN. Plus, Gary Perna will have one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
I'm Ann Gownley. Not only am I the news anchor for WYLN's Late Edition News at 10, but I also like to donate my time to organizations like the American Cancer Society.
This Friday, the talented Wilkes wrestling team travels to Fort Wayne, Indiana to compete in the NWCA National Duels. Last night, a tune-up versus Centenary. Mike Fleck began the match for the Colonels by picking up a 17-0 technical fall to put Wilkes in the lead. And next up, it's Sam Mass extending that lead to 8-0. He secures a 6-1 decision in the 133-pound weight class. And after a forfeit at 141, Josh Evans able to keep the shutout intact with another decision. They can't keep that shutout throughout, but Wilkes will enter Nationals on a high note, winning 36-9 over Centenary. Hoops on your TV screen tonight as WYLN brings you our first winter sports broadcast of the new year. At 7:30, Hazleton area boys basketball hosts Dallas in each team's respective conference opener. The Cougars are led by senior Bobby Planutis, who can do it all and is averaging over 24 points a game, while the Mountaineers more balanced on offense. Again, right here on WYLN at 7:30. Tune in for Dallas at Hazleton boys basketball. Now, last night, girls conference play tipped off, and the first night featuring one of the best matchups we'll see all season long. Holy Redeemer hosting Nanticoke. The Trojanettes ahead, but Megan Cordoni making sure they don't get more ahead. SWAC City for her. There's nothing she can do about the touch from Ambro Grohowski from deep. It's 19-13 Nanticoke. They go on to win 41-36, delivering the Lady Royals back-to-back losses for the first time in 2 years. Moving on, MMI with just 7 girls on their team again for the second straight year, and the inexperience on display against Wyoming Seminary. Miranda Pace, follow-up, and then it'll be Maya Kornfeld, quick to the bucket as the Lady Knights victorious 61-19, the final. And lastly, Coughlin visiting Crestwood in another uneven battle. Lady Comets take a 36-7 lead into the break. Abby Matko ballin', and Crestwood wins in their conference opener 58-20. Tom Coughlin won throughout his career, including 2 Super Bowl titles with the New York Giants. Today, Coughlin considered a winner with the way he approached and handled his goodbye press conference as head coach.
Been the head coach at 2 Super Bowl press conferences. I've been the head coach at 2 AFC Championship conferences with an expansion team. I'm more nervous about this press conference than I've been about anything I've done. You know, I said yesterday that it was not a sad day for me or for us, for Judy, for my family. This is a little different situation today because Judy and I together a long time ago, we don't say goodbye. We just say next time. And that's really what I'm trying to convey here today as well.
Tonight on Late Edition Sports, more from Coughlin, and we'll also have Coughlin High School hoops highlights and much more. But next, Gary Perna is in with a final look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
At Whitetail Preserve, they pride themselves with giving their guests 5-star service. They are now open for lunch 6 days a week and offer limited delivery service for lunch to businesses in Cunningham, Valmont, and Humboldt Industrial Park. Call them at 570-384-2314. Tune in each week to WYLN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcasted television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional air times. Only on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
Join us this week on Women Today. We'll be decoding dyslexia with women from a PA association that does just that. We've got a great pineapple banana, Simply Homebrew Wine of the Week. Kathy's going to make a wonderful brie dish with it. We'll find out who won the great giveaway from last week from the Dragonfly. Another great giveaway this week. And we've got an amazing young woman on the move. It's all coming up on Women Today this week. Join us.
Pennsylvania Pipeline Music TV features performances and interviews with the best musicians from all over, showcasing their original music and sharing their stories. Watch Pennsylvania Pipeline Music TV Thursdays at 8, Sundays at 9 on WYLN TV 35.
All right, so if you're traveling tonight, working third shift or heading home from somewhere, you don't have to worry about anything tonight. Tomorrow, though, high temperatures. Nice and sunny out, but temperatures we'll see anywhere in the 30s, lower 30s to upper 30s. Wilkes-Barre coming in at 37, so nice day, but unfortunately it's not going to get too warm out there. And skycast throughout tomorrow, again, 30s throughout the day, 20s get back at night. And your 7-day forecast here on WYLN shows pretty much the same. Not much really going on, except that it's cold, but the sun's out. But, the overnight temperatures are cold. Good thing is, though, we don't have to worry about any snow in our forecast. Maybe Sunday there's a chance for some showers, but maybe rain or snow. You never know.
And you're getting ready for basketball.
Basketball season for a full schedule, WYLN TV tonight, Friday. Every Tuesday and Friday, pretty much, we'll have games for you live.
All right, now we'll know where he is. You have a great rest of the night. Catch the game and stay warm.